Yo, what's up? It's your boy Supreme the Car Guy back at you with another reaction. And this one is gonna be from Bilal Flips. Um I'm reacting to him about ready to go buy a R35 GTR and not so great shape. But I'm also going to go over some of the things he found in a GTR that he was test driving that he was going to go buy. I'm going to go over what some of it means, how much some of it may cost, or is it as bad as he's saying it is, or is it worse? Because again, when you're buying these cars, like especially these GTRs, a lot of people don't have a lot of experience with GTRs because they're extremely expensive, and most people don't have them. But I have a decent knowledge about these R35s. I own one. Those of you who know, or those of you who don't know, yes, I own the R35. I put a significant amount of work into it. Not just making it faster, but also, restoring some factory parts. The cars are very expensive to maintain, hands down. But in this video, I'm going to react to some of what he see in this car. So before I get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Here we go.
On GTR. This week, I almost got scammed trying to buy a Nissan GTR, but this time it was way worse. From the seller claiming that I broke his car, to him not letting me see the other cars he has for sale, and to even take my money and not.
I'm gonna skip through a little bit because I don't know this music. I don't know if it's copywritten, so let me skip through some things. All right.
Flew to Texas to buy a Nissan GTR, but when I got there, it was completely boof. Transmission was slipping, the paint was bad. Think I had frame damage, which is not a good car. So I had to keep looking for more GTRs. I ended up finding one in Alabama. It was a 2015 Black Edition. The seller was asking for 60 grand. I gave him a call, and after a little bit of negotiating, we came to a price of $56,000. But this time, I learned from my previous mistake of the first Nissan GTR. So I FaceTimed the guy to see the car. He showed me the walk around of the car, and it did look good. It looked just like how the pictures. And I asked him, is the car good mechanically? He said, yes, no problems. So I took his word for it, sent a deposit, and booked my flight. But you won't believe what happens next. I now understand why used car dealerships get the worst reputation in society. This is the story of the Alabama GTR and how I almost got scammed twice. Enjoy. I got touchdown Alabama. We're here. Look at it. I just made it to the shop. What are we saying, man? What are we saying? Okay. Appreciate it. I'm gonna turn it off. Pop the hood. So I'm missing this right here. Let's see if they got that.
Already, this is off to a bad start. The part he's talking about missing is the it's a battery cover. That's the battery compartment right here. Hold on. Go to it. Right there. That's the battery compartment. So that's already a bad start. But he did say this is a 2015 Black Edition, right? Those who don't know, those GTRs, those Black Editions and those Track Editions, they go for a hefty premium. They are very expensive, even at an auction. A crash one with very low miles could cost more than what he's going to buy this for. So, excuse me. So, just to let you guys know, a Black Edition is a higher level. It's a higher level. It's not just your premium or your base. For those who don't know, so let's keep going.
Cool, it's good. Got the Recaro seats. All right, now let's turn it on. Make sure the AC works. AC works. I got no lights on the dash. Plug in my scanner. Make sure everything is good on that. Okay, no codes. Everything's good. All that's left is go for a test drive. So let's go.
That might be his bell housing. That's a bell housing. All right, that rattling noise he's hearing, more likely that's not the engine. That's a bell housing rattle. That's a common issue, especially amongst the '09 and 2011 GTRs. I had that issue. I had to get a whole new bell housing. That was like five plus grand. You know, some of the later models have that bell housing rattle as well, but I mean, from what I was told, it's not as bad as in the '09s and 2011s, but it's not the engine. Because I remember when I first had it, I thought it was a heat shield rattle. And even some of my guys are mechanics, they were like, "Oh, you need a new heat shield." So I thought it was just that, because I didn't have no experience with a GTR, so I didn't know. But when I started to get more versed in that platform, it was an expensive problem that the dealer didn't tell me because it wasn't as bad when I first bought it. But over time, it was really loud. It was getting really loud and really bad. And it's expensive to replace that. They have little things where you can calm the noise down, but it's best to just replace it. Real shit. Just replace it, bro. But anyway, let's keep going.
Sounds a little finicky, bro.
It actually doesn't.
Did y'all hear that? Sounds a little weird.
And those transmissions are clunky. They make noises.
You go for a test drive? That noise you were asking about, that's common. That's known with all of them, and Woody will explain it to you. I see the wheels shaking too.
Okay, I want to point out you heard what he said. That noise that you're talking about is common with all of them. Yes, he's right, but it's usually the bell housing or something like that. And even sometime when you fix it, it does still make a little. It has a little rattle. It's not nothing bad, but yeah, he's right about that. And those transmissions and on those cars are clunky. They make noises like you hear click clack clack click click clack. It's just one of those cars that's just it's not smooth. So if you thinking of getting a GTR, if you're thinking of getting a GTR and it's going to be smooth like a M3 or a Benz or a S63 or something, it is not that. So do not look at that car like it's a smooth car because it's not smooth. It's not a nice riding car. It's a raw car. It's a rough riding car. So you're going to be very disappointed if you buy a GTR thinking it's going to be some smooth Benz type shit just because the price. So I mean, I hope that didn't discourage anyone who's thinking about buying one. That sound pretty stock. It is stock, but
What's that noise, bro? Y'all hear that noise, man?
100. That noise is 100% bell housing. Because even when you go underneath the car, you're gonna hear it. It's just it's funny how people who are into the car world, they just don't have a clue dealing with GTRs. You know, a lot of people think just because you know cars, you're gonna understand GTR and it's gonna operate just like your typical sports car. It is not. It is a whole nother monster. It really is. You know, it's a whole different monster, man.
Man, but I think it's so loud, bro. Alright, so here's the scoop. So there's that noise that's bothering me too much. So you're on the phone with the GTR shop. So I'm gonna try to take it there, get it inspected. But yeah, I don't know, gang. It ain't looking too hot. So it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's cool though. Not really. GTR. The thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a GTR shop in Atlanta that did the transmission. I mean, he's saying what I'm saying, but like I told you, I'm not going to try to convince you it's nothing. So that's why I was like, it's better to get it looked at so you know. But he said, he was like, you can buy a brand new Bella housing. He was like, they're about 1,000. He was like, but the only thing is, after about a year of driving, that noise is going to come back. He's like, that's just how they are. But he said, I'd be happy for you to go get it checked out.
Did he say if I can come?
Well, he's the one in Atlanta.
Brand new bell housing 1,000 is bullshit. I spent like 5 grand getting that work done at Ivy's, and mine's didn't come back. The sound of my bell housing did not come back after a year. It's not even back. It's been a couple. It's been about almost 3 years. No problems. Now I don't drive my GTR a lot. I might drive my GTR a few hundred miles a year, if that much. So unless you just beat on it a lot and you just drive it a lot, the noise is not gonna come back. You know, and it's not $1,000. That labor is intense to do that work. So that's bullshit. But honestly, if you're gonna buy a GTR and it's your dream car, if if you have the financial means, that's not even a crazy problem like that. Because for a black edition that year, in the condition he will want one in, it's going to cost way more than $60,000. I was just looking at auctions on those things. They are up there. I cannot believe how expensive them things got. And I'm talking 2014. So he's going to spend 20,000 more with nobody willing to wiggle no price for a black edition in a condition he won't want it. Let's continue.
So
Uh,
yeah, he's the big GTR shop in Atlanta. Hallmark, I think, because the last guy that was here like 2 weeks ago, on the spot, he called and went over there, and they did the inspection and everything within an hour. So I don't think they'd have an issue. Yeah, Benson, his son.
Benson.
I'll give him a call for it.
All right. I mean, it's just like I don't know why they lie.
Oh,
Like I told them, like I'm flying in, like
yeah.
they don't got none of these problems. yeah, come on, come on. And I show up, and it's like complete like opposite. It's the second time.
Oh my god.
Last week I was in Texas. If someone told me they were flying to come look at one of my cars, like to buy it, I would make sure that car is perfect. And I would tell them every single thing. It is what it is, though. God has another plan.
The problem with him is, and shout out to him. He has a big platform. He's been around, longer than me. He's doing this thing. He's a car flipper, but shout out to him. The problem with him is he think he's going to find a perfect GTR with low miles for a good price. You're not, sir. I'm just going to tell you like that. I know people in the car game that sell cars. I was just on the phone with one of them today, and he cannot believe the price of R35 GTRs in these auctions. And black editions, once you hit that 2012 year where they revised things from the 2011, they got a better transmission, a fixed the launch control. They got the better interior. They changed the front end they put the bumper lights on the front end. They have the bigger exhaust pipes. They changed the wheels. They refined the interior. It's not as loud in the interior anymore. Once you start touching that 2012 and up, you're gonna pay a premium. And then he wants low miles and all this perfect stuff. Dude, I'm telling you from somebody who's been dealing with GTR for a very long time, you're not gonna find no GTR at the price you think you're gonna find one at for in the condition you want one in. You're gonna spend like close to $100,000 for a black edition. You're gonna spend close to 90. You're gonna spend around 90,000, bro, for 2015, 2016 with very low miles. You're gonna spend around. You're gonna spend if you don't spend that, you're gonna spend close to that. And then you got to think how much more money you gonna make off of that. If you buy that, so at that price. So it's like he and like I said, there's no shot at the guy. He's doing this thing. He obviously doing something right if he could go out and just flip cars. So, and like I said, it's no shot at him. I respect what he doing, but at the same time, if he was to reach out to me, I could tell him a lot about these cars, a whole lot more than what they're telling him. And these are shops, and they just cannot tell him the honest truth about these GTRs and the GTR market. It's not a M3 market. And I'm not saying he's an M3 guy, but the approach is like you're gonna find a deal like you can find on M3, not with GTRs. Not with GTRs. It's another monster, bro. You're dealing with a whole nother planet. There's GTR tax on parts. Like it's just a very expensive car. It's not just a Nissan. I used to think of it that way, but it's not just a Nissan. But anyway, let me stop ranting real quick. Let's hurry up and get through this.
Things I've wished and complained about. I look back and go, I'm glad you did. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right.
Like Garth Brooks said, sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers.
Like we're like a little like tiny pixel on the big screen,
That's right.
so we can't see everything.
Very tiny.
Yeah, you have to look for the good in everything.
Yeah. What religion?
I'm Muslim.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you Christian?
No, I'm religious.
Agnostic? Like you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe I believe in a higher power. I believe there's a higher power. I don't really know what I was taught in churches where I grew up.
Well, anyone can be Muslim, right? You can be white, black, Asian.
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people don't.
Yeah, they don't understand.
So I mean, this is ignorant.
No, go ahead.
It's just education.
Yeah.
Like I sit at the airport and get been over a lot. We have a lot of Muslims. India, they'll put like a blanket on the concrete. And they'll wash their hands and feet, and they'll do like a
prayer.
So is that like?
So
it's fun. It's funny. Yeah, he's talking about is the Islam. It's talking about Islam. He's talking about making salat prayer. I don't get into religion, because my channel, but yeah, that's called making salat. Some people look don't they look at religion you know in a offensive light, like, so I don't get into that. But my family, yeah, we're split with the religions, but yeah, he's when he's saying put the rug on the concrete. No, that's called salat. Face the east. Wash your hands, feet, whatever. Wash your hands, feet, face. You know, and you do your prayer. But anyway, this video is not about religion, so let's skip through.
Thank you so much. I'm Dim. I looked around the car so you guys can learn how to check in. All right, y'all. I'm back home at the crib. No GTR again. It is what it is, though. Couple red flags, couple things I'm learning, so I can pass this on to you guys so you guys can learn when you guys go buy, whatever car you guys want to go buy. So first things first, I did FaceTime this guy, right, to see the car, which was good. This is good on me. I FaceTimed him. I looked around the car. I know what I'm expecting when I get there. That was good. Not like the first GTR I looked at. First GTR I looked at, and then FaceTime him and everything. I just booked my flight and went there, expecting honesty from people, but it is what it is. So boom, I learned my lesson there. FaceTimed him, went around the car, looked good, didn't notice anything. Cool. One thing I didn't realize is, like, for example, that rattling noise, it took a couple minutes for it to kick in, right? When you first turn on the car, nothing really. After like a couple of minutes or so, the car being on, it turned on, right? So I couldn't find that on the FaceTime because it was quick, really quick FaceTime. You turn on the car real quick, turn it off, and that's it. So I couldn't notice that. So there's that. So next time, FaceTime them for a while so you can really hear what's going on with that car. First red flag I should have realized was we were going back and forth on the phone for a while, like negotiating on price and this and that, like over a series of like a couple of days, right? And then we finally agreed on a price. He's like 56. I was like, okay, bet. I'm gonna come out there, 56. And I was like, you don't mind if I record, right? And I kind of just went like silent, like I told him like, look, I have a YouTube channel. I tried buying a GTR before. It went silent for a little bit. He was responding quick. And I told him that everything went silent. That was a red flag. I should have just known from right there, like, okay, like they're hiding something, right? So then I messaged him and I was like, yo, like you change your mind once you like find out I have a YouTube channel. And he finally gets back to me. He's like, no, like I just don't want you to come here and like, nitpick and this and that. I was like, I'm not gonna nitpick. I mean, as long as the car is good, bro, I'm taking it. Like I don't care about the cosmetic stuff and whatever else, but the car is good. Like how you say it is, like no weird noises, nothing wrong with the car. I'm taking it, right? It drives good. I'm taking it. And he's like, okay, yeah, but your offer like ends in 24 hours. Like I'm only gonna give you this price for 24 hours. That was a little weird too. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, so after 24 hours it's clearly he just didn't want me to come.
No, sir, it's not that he didn't want you to come. He's giving you that car at a slamming ass deal with a bell housing rattle or not. You're not gonna find no 2016 black edition with low miles for that price, even with a bell housing rattle. You're not gonna find no deal. $56. You're not gonna find that again. Sorry, not. Yeah, if the economy, God forbid, fell on his damn face and car prices went all the way to down to hell, then you'll find it. You'll find one for a good deal. But that's why it because he know whoever was selling that car. No, someone who really knows GTRs, understand the cost of things, and can afford to fix things. They're gonna snatch that GTR up so damn fast. I would, but I already have. I'm occupied building cars, but that's why it's not that he didn't want you to come. Trust me, that GTR is gonna sell very fast for that price.
Right, that's what it was. He knew, he already, like they knew like there's something wrong with that car. So there's that. And boom, I get there, I land, we go see the car, turn it on, sounds normal, back it up. It's been idling for a couple of minutes, that rattling noise starts. At first, like, bro, I'm so serious with y'all. At first I just tried to ignore it. I was like, yo, Bilal, normal with GTRs. And right there I was like, bro, come on, like, bro, you really.
But sir, he's telling you the truth. That is normal. That is common with GTRs. They're not smooth cars. They make that noise. Okay. He's not lying to you. See, you just going in it thinking you're gonna find a GTR that's gonna run like a Rolls Royce. That's not how they run. You know, like I said, he's doing his thing. He's flipping the cars. I get it, but that's one car. I think if he's gonna buy one, he should educate himself more in it, because that was a mistake I made when I first bought a GTR. I didn't understand it, but as the years went and I've owned it, and I talked to certain people, I start to understand what I had, and actually I appreciate. I learned to appreciate it more, because the value of those cars are going up like nuts. It's crazy. So if you're gonna get one, you better scoop one up now, because you're not gonna find them for no good deal. It's gonna be damn near like the 2J Supra. Like all them JDM cars are getting crazy. Everything Japanese is getting crazy. Far as price, far as car price, when it comes to them JDM sport cars.
They just wasted all my time with this, bro. Because I know it's not all GTRs. The last GTR I went, wasn't making that noise, right? So I know it's not, all GTRs. So there's that. We're going to test drive. I mean,
Dog, you're wrong. They make that noise, especially the earlier years. They make that noise, but it's just maybe you just wasn't listening, for maybe you just didn't know, you weren't as conscious of it because it was your first time in a GTR. But trust me, I've been in a couple of them and they make that noise different years, but that's just what it is.
the engine and transmission, from what I've seen, was fine. The car drove fine from what I saw. Like it wasn't like clunking like that last GTR, right? So that was good. But just that rattling noise, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then we went on the highway. I drove on the highway. The car was pulling to the left and it'd shake at like 80 miles an hour. And maybe they didn't know about that. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't know about that. But like to know that I'm flying all the way over there and I told them I'm gonna drive the car back home. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you should have like checked for that. Like, bro, drive on the highway and see. Like, make sure. Keep this in mind. It's two brothers. Only one brother was there, right? The other brother came later, right? So the first brother that showed me the car, the rattling noise was there before we went on a test drive or anything, right? Then the second brother came and he was supposed to make that noise, and like all GTRs do that, and it's okay. Like it's just supposed to rattle like a tin can, and you knew about it, and you knew it was a problem that has to be fixed, and you still didn't tell me. That's where like it bothers me.
All right, we're going to end the video there. Again, like I said, check his channel out. Is Bilal, Bilal Flips. He makes a lot of content on buying and flipping cars. You could go check him out, see the rest of the video, and see the video of the other GTR he was going to buy before. But I just wanted to chime in and react to this real quick because when I scammed through it a little bit and I noticed he really doesn't understand GTRs. He really does not understand that car, and I just wanted to give my insight on it because it's a different platform, man. It's not one of those cars that is built for comfort. It make noises, it does things, but far as pulling to the left, and shaking at 80 miles per hour, I don't know. Maybe tire pressure was off. Needed alignment. Maybe it needed some damn rotors. I don't know. But my car don't shake at no 80 miles per hour. Never did. Um. Anyway, we gonna get up out of here, and like I said, check dude out. He has some pretty good content. But my message to him: if you want to learn more about GTR, just holler at me. I could I could give you the raw. Just DM me. I could give you the rawness of them cars. I'm under the hood of mine a lot. It's just not Ivy, not the only one that do stuff on my car. I put some wrench time on my car too. They actually GTRs are pretty. R35s are not hard to do your basic maintenance on. Not at all. It's just the parts are very expensive. But as far as like wrenching on it, if you're somewhat mechanically inclined, even on a basic level, you can actually learn to work on that car. It's not as hard. Don't let the name intimidate you. It's not as hard as people might think it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, like for example, doing the oil change on that car is so damn easy. You'll think you did something wrong. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I said before, like the video, subscribe to the channel, Supreme the Car Guy, and I am out. Peace.